and migration pathways. And this particular weekend is selected because it's important to document the distributions and the numbers of birds at the end of winter, the season of survival, before the spring migrations begin in March. Last year, more than 42,000 sighting reports were filed through the Great Backyard Bird Count website, and this year, the experts are hoping for lots more. Does this sound like a website you'd like to check out? Well, I've made it easy for you by building in a direct link to it on my PC Mike page on the World Wide Web. There's my address right there on your screen. And don't forget, send me your favorite websites. You can reach me anytime online. Till next time, I'm PC Mike Wendland for NBC News.
And finally this afternoon, 104-year-old Edwin Lewis has finally received some long overdue recognition.
He's been awarded a Victory Medal for his service in the Navy during World War I. He's one of nearly 5,000 World War I veterans still alive.
Mr. Lewis served on the battleship USS Ohio, but until recently wasn't recognized until recently that a family member took the necessary steps for him to receive the honor. Well, that's going to wrap up another hour of Live at 5.
Keep it right here for Dateline 29 News at 6.
The legal battle continues for one woman whose child was switched at birth at the University of Virginia Medical Center.
Convicted murderers in Virginia may get more time to present new evidence for an appeal.
Texas Governor George W. Bush gains more support from Virginia conservatives. The news starts now.
This is Dateline 29 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Dave Cupp.
And I'm Stacy Horst. After a stretch of nice days, winter weather is making a comeback.
Yeah, Robert Van Winkle is in the Dateline 29 Weather Center. He's got the details. Bert.
This storm is moving rapidly across the United States. It's expected to be a major snowmaker for Chicago and for places in the Midwest. And as it arrives in Virginia, unfortunately, we're not expecting any of the pretty stuff. None of the pretty winter Chamber of Commerce weather for us. No, it looks like we're in for an ice storm tomorrow. It could be pretty significant. A little bit of ice is all it takes to make things pretty nasty. So with that in mind, the Weather Service has already issued a winter storm advisory for the counties you see here on your screen. That's basically everybody around Albemarle County, including Augusta and Rockingham. A winter storm warning is posted to the north in Culpeper and Page and up toward Washington, D.C. Again, this is not expected to be a big snowmaker for us. It is unfortunately expected to be an ice storm, and I'll tell you more about that in just a few seconds.
All right, thanks, Robert. Now, ice storms cause a different set of problems than snowstorms.
And to give us some ideas on how to get ready for this overnight storm, Tara Nuren joins us. She's on East Market Street. Tara.
Yes, it's true that ice storms do cause a separate set of problems from snowstorms. Ice storms make it more likely that the power will go out because ice makes branches fall on power lines more readily than just regular snowfall does. So to talk about some ways we can get ready for tonight's ice storm, I have with me Phil Sparks from Virginia Power. Hello, Phil. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, Tara. Glad to be.
Now, the first thing I'd like you to tell us about is what are some tips that people can maybe go out and buy tonight, some things people can go out and buy tonight to prepare for any power outages?
Tara, it's just common sense. Make sure you have bottled water on hand, canned foods that are non-perishable, and of course, a non-electric can opener for this type of time. Blankets, if you don't have flashlight or batteries, make sure you get them. And a battery-powered radio or a safety TV also works well in this situation.
Now, what are some things people should know about safety?
Tara, the most important thing is to consider all lines that they see down on the ground, electric lines, and to consider them hot. Even our people can't tell whether they're electric lines until they approach them and get up close to them. So please call us. Don't go anywhere near lines that are down. Also, if you hear me on the TV or on the radio say it's going to be a multi-day event, believe it, seek shelter, find other accommodations. We'll do everything we can if we have an event, but please take our word for it and find somewhere else to stay so you can stay warm and comfortable.
And we were talking earlier today about cooking, what to do and what not to do if your stove loses power.
Tara, that's a good point. Never bring an outside grill, a charcoal grill or a gas grill, inside into a confined space to cook. Without the ventilation, they could have fumes, and the fumes could be lethal. So please, only use those things inside. Eat the things that are made to be eaten cold or cook outside.
Good advice. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
And if you wake up tomorrow and your sidewalk or your driveway is icy, there are a few things you can do so that you don't slip. You can buy some sand. You can buy cracked corn if you can find that in any hardware stores this time of night. And you can also put kitty litter down.
All right, some good advice. Thank you, Tara Nurin in Charlottesville. Well, a series of winter storms has turned Central Virginia into a soggy mess. And while most of us can't wait for things to dry out, farmers are hoping that the land will benefit from all this wet weather. Last year's severe drought took a heavy toll on crops. Many farmers are crossing their fingers, hoping the latest precip will help.
Any rain or moisture that we get certainly is going to help, but it's too early to say how it's going to affect next year's crops. The snow has been a double-edged sword in that it's put moisture in the soil, but it's also caused the farmers to have to feed up more hay.
The Farm Service Agency is offering a livestock assistance program for farmers who suffered pasture losses in the drought. They also have a crop disaster program to offset losses for row or hay crops. For more information on that, call the number on your screen. If you missed that number, give us a call here at the station.
Louisa Sheriff Ashland Fortune has made some changes to his pending $6 million lawsuit against the town of Louisa. Now, the lawsuit stems from his dismissal last year as chief of police for the town of Louisa. Among those released from the suit, former county sheriffs Captain Kenny Harper, Louisa Judge Susan B. Whitlock, and 5 members of the Louisa Town Council. Now, the suit still includes Louisa Mayor Donald Gallahue, town manager Greg Ferguson, and former Louisa Sheriff Henry Kennan. Well, the fight's not over for a mother who wants millions of dollars from the University of Virginia Hospital after her baby was switched at birth. Paula Johnson has refiled her suit against UVA and more than a dozen doctors and nurses there. The original lawsuit was thrown out of court earlier this month. Johnson's new action drops earlier claims of fraud but still accuses the defendants of negligence and violation of her civil rights. Virginia's Attorney General's office says Johnson's revised claims are still, quote, without merit. You'll remember that Johnson's biological daughter was switched at birth with Callie Conley back in 1995.
Other legal matters, there's been another delay involving that lawsuit over historic land in Louisa County. Virginia Vermiculite Limited is suing both Historic Green Springs and the W.R. Grace Company over the right to mine vermiculite on 1,000 acres of land. A judge was supposed to decide today if the case was to move forward or be thrown out, but lawyers for Grace and HGSI wanted to question the credibility of one of VVL's witnesses. That hearing is set for March 6th. The case could still be tossed out after that hearing. If that's not the case, then the trial could start in April. A Stanton school teacher is on trial for the second time, facing allegations that he touched 2 female students inappropriately. Don Michael Barnett was convicted last fall on 2 misdemeanor charges of assault and battery. He appealed the verdicts, and the case is being retried in Stanton Circuit Court. Prosecutors called 2 of Barnett's former 4th grade students at Thomas Dixon Elementary School. The girls testified that Barnett made them uncomfortable last school year by touching them on the legs, back, and stomach. Barnett testified this afternoon that touching is a proven way to connect with students and to bolster their self-esteem. A circuit judge is expected to issue a verdict tonight.
State lawmakers are considering a bill that would give criminals convicted of capital crimes more time to introduce new evidence in their appeals. Currently, those convicted of such offenses have only 21 days to introduce new evidence. Those who support the bill say more time should be allowed for those likely facing an execution.
Well, it's exceedingly important. Of course, we're seeing people now with DNA evidence being exonerated and taken off of death row. There are 85 people who were convicted and sentenced to death who have been exonerated since the death penalty was reimposed in 1978.
And there has to be some rule in place that could put some finality into the proceedings. Otherwise, naturally, there will always be increased and additional litigation as you go along. To the extent that there's genuine evidence of innocence that comes forward, I am in favor of that playing a role in the continuing process.
The measure passed the House of Delegates overwhelmingly. Its fate is in the Senate, and it remains uncertain.
A Virginia Senate committee is endorsing a bill requiring schools to report bomb threats to the police. Supporters say the bill comes on the heels of several bomb threats made after last year's shooting at Columbine High School in Colorado. Authorities say some Virginia schools were getting 3 and 4 threats a day and stopped taking them seriously. We turn to political news. With the Virginia Republican primary less than 2 weeks away, George W. Bush continues to gain support from state conservatives. Several gathered in Richmond to reiterate their support for the Texas governor. They say Bush champions conservative principles, while competitor John McCain stabs them in the back.
his movement to the left in a very dramatic way on the abortion issue is stabbing the conservative base and the conservative principles in the back. His view on campaign finance reform, that's stabbing the conservative movement in the back. And his class warfare remarks on tax policy is also stabbing the conservative movement in the back.
A newly released Old Dominion University poll shows Bush leading McCain in Virginia 54 to 31%. Well, the winter weather is coming back to Virginia overnight.
Robert's in the Weather Center with the latest.
It looks like we are in for a messy scenario tomorrow, but the good news I have for you is that it might not last all that long. I'll be back with the details in just a minute.
From pushing Western exploration to forging into space, America's presidents have always had a sense of adventure. So this President's Day, celebrate with an adventurous Jeep vehicle like a Go-Anywhere Cherokee Sport for $0 down and $279 a month with $579 due at lease signing, and get all these features at no extra charge. Or get a no-charge automatic on select Wranglers. Come celebrate America's spirit of adventure during the Jeep President's Day event.
Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
It's disappointing. John McCain promised to stop running a negative campaign. 2 days later, he attacked Governor Bush on national television with false charges on campaign finance.
Governor Bush supports comprehensive reform that would outlaw foreign, corporate, and union money to political parties.
Senator McCain, 5 times he voted to use your taxes to pay for political campaigns. That's not real reform.
Governor Bush will devote the surplus to priorities: a strong military, education, Social Security, and tax cuts.
Go ahead, surf the web, check the classifieds, shop around, or make it easy. Come see the largest selection of pre-owned cars in Charlottesville. Brown Auto Supercenter. Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Honda, Toyota, cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, they're all here. Inspected, certified, guaranteed. Drive it for 7 days or 1,000 miles. Brown Auto Supercenter on Route 29 by the post office. You'll love it.
Brown, you love the service.
We're honoring 2 great presidents with one huge savings event. It's Schull's President's Day sale, and it's your chance to take advantage of special discounts on home furnishings, bedding, appliances, electronics, and much more. Plus, Schull's will give you 4 months interest-free financing and the lowest possible monthly payments, guaranteed. Don't miss the President's Day sale going on now through Monday at Schull's. Everything for your home today.
Now, this special local update. Due to the severity of recent storms, Colonial Auto Center is overstocked and is conducting a special winter clearance sale. Shop the largest selection of cars and trucks in Central Virginia, specially marked with huge discounts. Lease the all-new 2000 V6 Cougar for only $279 a month. This cat is well equipped. $279 a month. Don't miss this special winter clearance sale.
Colonial Auto Center, you want it, we've got it.
Tonight, it's the 1-hour Friends fantasy so big, it's Monica big. Then, will Frasier's new rival take over the show?
I don't think so.
All new must-see TV. Then,
last Thursday,
Somebody!
everyone saw it happen.
Oh!
Tonight, the struggle begins.
Go, go, go.
I'm right here, all right? Hang in there. Dr. Carter, Lucy Knight.
Look at this, look at this.
The ER has never fought harder to save 2 people. Unmissable ER, all new NBC tonight.
With a pending ice storm on our doorstep, I thought what I'd do tonight is start off again with a little brief explanation of what causes ice to happen around here. Looking at the state of Virginia, when we see high pressure to the north funnel down cold air along the Blue Ridge Mountains, we get what's called cold air damming. The cold air comes up to the Blue Ridge and just sort of sits right through our area. The warm air aloft is the key ingredient to cause the icy scenario, because as the warm air moves into the state, it begins to arrive with that moisture it's associated with and fall through the colder air on the surface. Now, the surface cold air does tend to start whittling away eventually, and we're supposed to see the warm air actually work down to the surface and change everything over to all rain by tomorrow afternoon. But what happens a lot of times, right around the Charlottesville area, that cold air hangs on with a vengeance. And even though the warm air rides in and erodes the cold air all around us, we still have a tendency to hold on to an ice situation a little bit longer than folks think, the National Weather Service, for example. So what I'm saying is, tomorrow, our ice situation may last a few hours longer than expected, but it should change over to rain and give us just rainy conditions by late tomorrow in the daytime. So that means our impending winter storm will hit us in the morning, and then hopefully hopefully get on out of here by late tomorrow evening. 43 right now in Charlottesville, 23% humidity. Northeast winds, the barometer at 30.45. Daytime high today, 49. Overnight low, 34. Records 76 in 1954 and 1 in 1958. For the valley, 39 degrees, humidity at 36%. Northeast winds, barometer at 30.42. Well, once again across the country, here comes our next winter storm. Look at this long cold front or warm front down across the south. This is showing where the overriding air is coming across some colder air at the surface, providing a lot of cloud cover and a lot of wintry precipitation. There's that warm front extending here now. As this works its way up toward Virginia, it'll get a little kinked, if you will. In other words, a shape like that across the state. That's reflecting the cold air wedge that's moving in with this high pressure system. A lot of winter weather up here to the north of us. Take a look at our Doppler winter radar, and you can see a lot of snow up around Chicago, a little bit of ice right there, and here comes the moisture. Pretty big system, so as it translates into the state, folks, I do think, of course, we will see some of this icy scenario develop. This is what we're expecting across the mid-Atlantic for Friday. Rain to the south, ice where we are, and snow to the north, thanks to the combination of the ingredients there that provide us with that scenario. The winter storm advisory is posted for the counties you see here. Although Fluvanna and Louisa are not officially in the advisory area, you folks will probably see some winter weather, of course, tomorrow. Culpeper and Page are in a warning area. Could start off as a little snow in the northern part of the state, and then ice, and then rain after that. Again, the scenario looks like this for tomorrow. The low pulls off to the north of us. On Saturday, then, the cold front swings through. It'll be a nice, cool weekend, but Saturday's weather's looking pretty good, actually, with the sunshine coming back. Turning cloudy tonight, 28 degrees. The wintry mix should be well after midnight, so we still have several more hours before anything starts happening around here. For tomorrow, 35 degrees, sleet, freezing rain, then that change over to all rain. Expected to happen in the morning. I'm betting you that it won't happen until later in the afternoon. We'll see how that turns out. Valley weather, 33 degrees tomorrow, ice, and change over to rain later in the day. Here's your 5-day forecast then. Looking ahead, the weekend is actually promising to be pretty good. As I said, on Saturday, the sun comes back. We may even peak above 50 degrees. So that's pretty good. You know, when we get impacted with an ice storm, we have been known to sit in ice for days and days and days when the cold air sets in behind it, but this one will be a pretty short event for us.
Good.
Okay?
All right.
Thanks, Robert.
Thank you.
Well, census takers will soon be pounding the pavement in Central Virginia. We'll have the details.
And the pursuit of technology brings leaders together in Orange. This is Dateline 29 News.
I started looking at the Toyota Camry, the Volkswagen Jetta. The Sonata had a lot more to offer. This was the most unbelievable warranty I'd ever heard of.
10-year, 100,000 mile on the drivetrain.
Everything is just so well done.
Has the air conditioning, standard feature, cruise control.
The best value that's out there on the market.
I plan on keeping this one for a long time.
Drive home the freedom of America's best warranty before our President's Day sale ends February 28th.
Celebrate President's Day in grand fashion during Grand Home Furnishings' big Sealy President's Day sale. You'll get extra savings on truckloads of Sealy and Sealy Posturepedic mattresses, like a 2-piece Sealy Posturepedic queen size set, just $2.99. Plus, Mattress Express gives you free next-day delivery, setup, and old mattress removal. But hurry, Grand's huge Sealy President's Day sale ends Monday. Grand Home Furnishings, just grand.
At Giant, our fresh ideas don't just happen. They're grilled with an Italian flair. They make a quick toss and send your taste buds reeling with flavor. Our fresh ideas put the in morning and stem from the very heart of nature.
We've got fresh ideas, great values too. At Giant, my Giant.
Subaru Forester, with yet another AAA award for the best SUV under $25,000 and the highest rating in its class in recent crash tests. The Forester isn't just easy to own, it's tough to beat. Subaru Forester. Sport utility tough, car easy.
It happens once a year. S&K Menswear's winter clearance sale with hundreds of fine quality suits like these at 2 for under $200. Handsome winter sport coats at $89.97 and winter sportswear and outerwear reduced 20 to 50%. S&K, America's men's store.
I'm often asked what makes Jeopardy so popular. Our team of writers and researchers, and of course our amazing contestants, make Jeopardy the phenomenon it is. Hey, it's not just a game, it's Jeopardy! Weeknights at 7:30 on NBC 29.
Starting in March, hundreds of census workers will make house calls in the rural areas of Central Virginia and the Shenandoah Valley.
They want to confirm address information and pass out census questionnaires. And while it's important to give these folks as much help as possible, you should also protect yourself from potential scam artists.
Thank you. Are there any other living quarters in this same building?
Any of the workers that are certified by the Census Bureau will have signs in their car window indicating that they're with the census, and they'll also have some sort of a badge or identification that they should be able to produce should anybody question them.
The first round of visits will begin on March 3rd. Urban area residents will be getting their census questionnaires in the mail. A group of education, business, and government leaders in Orange County are becoming a powerful force. The Orange Technology Council was recently formed, and the organization has gone from a few to more than 40 members in just 4 months. It's receiving enthusiastic support from the community.
We see this as a very large emerging issue currently, and we feel like it is the type of initiative that we'd like to support.
Our primary goal, as I said, is to promote economic development in Orange County through the marshaling of technology resources, our local technology resources.
Members of the council will soon have access to online directories for technology contacts in Orange County. Another service in the works is an online job line for employers and job seekers. Well, Debbie Ryan's Virginia Cavaliers are on the road tonight looking for their 11th win in the ACC.
John Havey has a preview. Plus, the Redskins signed some more defensive help today. The details next in sports.
Welcome, sir. It is an honor to have you here.
You too will receive some very presidential treatment during your Chrysler Dealers President's Day event. Now get 0.9 financing for 60 months on a new Chrysler 300M for over $5,000 in finance savings. But there's only one place you'll get presidential treatment. Get 0.9 financing for 60 months on a new Chrysler 300M.
America's #1 selling mattress is on sale now at Better Living Furniture. Our President's Sale means huge savings on Sealy Posturepedic bedding. Pay $379 for a queen-size Posturepedic foundation and mattress. That's 2 queen pieces, not twin, not full, but 2 queen pieces for only $379. All bedding is sold in sets from twin to king at rock-bottom prices, with free delivery, free setup, and free removal of old bedding. The Sealy President's Sale, Better Living Furniture, Route 29 North, Charlottesville.
Dreaming of a Disney cruise vacation? Then get to McDonald's now for the extraordinarily tasty Big Extra Sandwich, our newest, biggest burger, or one of your other McDonald's favorites, and you could win one of hundreds and hundreds of unforgettable Disney cruise vacations. Who gives you the chance to win the vacation of your dreams and a lifetime of memories? Did somebody say McDonald's?
We all do dumb things. Paying too much for car insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. We all do dumb things. Paying too much for car insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
If you were about to turn 269 years old, what would you wish for? Happy President's Day from Honda. Now get special financing as low as 4.9% APR for 36 months on all new Civics.
It's time for sports now. We're joined by John Havey.
Yeah, Virginia women, big game tonight.
That's right, on the road. It's not going to be on TV, though, so you're going to have to crowd around the radio. All
right.
The next two games for Debbie Ryan's Virginia women could very well determine if the Cavs are going to finish at the top of the ACC standings for the first time since 1996. Now, the 21st-ranked Wahoos, they're second in the conference by half a game right now behind NC State, who's coming to U-Haul on Sunday, by the way. But before that, they've got to face Clemson tonight. Now, when these two teams met last month in Charlottesville, they needed not one, but two overtime sessions to settle things. And in the end, the Cavs came out on top with a 77-74 victory, but the Tigers gave them everything they could handle in that one. There were a lot of positives for Virginia in that contest. 6 UVA players scored in double figures, and the defense came up big at critical moments in the game, and that's something that's carried over into just about every one of the Cavs games since. But Clemson, they have plenty to play for in this one. They've got the home court advantage, and right now they stand 4th in the ACC with a record of 7-5. And the Tigers have a shot at finishing as high as 2nd in the ACC if they win their last 4 matchups. So it's going to be a great one tonight down at Little John Coliseum. Tip-off is scheduled for 7:05 p.m. We'll have a full recap of this one tonight at 11. Now, after finishing last season with one of the worst defenses in the entire NFL, the Washington Redskins decided it was time for some changes. First, defensive coordinator Mike Nolan was replaced by former Packers and Eagles head coach Ray Rhodes. And then last weekend, the Skins signed free agent defensive end Bruce Smith. Today, the franchise added another veteran player that can make the D better right away, signing 3-time Pro Bowl safety Mark Carrier to a 5-year, $15.9 million contract. Carrier has been in the NFL for 10 seasons, the last 3 with the Detroit Lions. Carrier has always been known as a big hitter, and in 1999, he picked off 3 passes and was named an alternate to the Pro Bowl. So now, if the Skins use 1 or 2 of their 3 first-round draft picks on some young defensive talent, this could be a unit to be reckoned with in the very near future. In other NFL news, family and friends gathered to remember the legendary Tom Landry today. They gathered by the hundreds for a private memorial service at a church in University Park, Texas, where the longtime Dallas Cowboys coach and New York Giants player worshiped for 43 years, reminiscing about the man's humility, stoicism, and faith. Roger Staubach, the Cowboys quarterback in their Super Bowl years of the 70s, said Landry's faith was his character, and he transferred that character to the players on his teams. Staubach went on that Landry rarely talked about the 39 bombing missions he flew over Europe during World War II. Instead, he let his deeds speak for him. The coach was buried yesterday with full military honors, 4 days after passing away of complications from leukemia. He was 75 years old. Now to NASCAR. We're back on Saturday. Dale Jarrett and Ricky Rudd, they turned the fastest laps of all the Winston Cup drivers to take the front row for Sunday's Super Bowl racing, the Daytona 500. Well, today, the rest of the field battled it out for the rest of the track positions in the Gatorade Twin 125s. The winner of the first race was a guy that hasn't been to victory lane at Daytona in quite a while, Bill Elliott. Elliott finished about 4 car lengths in front of second place Dale Jarrett with an average speed of 188.758 miles per hour. Rusty Wallace ended up coming in third, and perhaps most significant about Elliott's win, it snapped Dale Earnhardt's streak of 10 straight wins in Twin 125 competition. Then, in the second race, it was Ricky Rudd blowing away everybody. Rudd finished more than 10 car lengths in front of runner-up Mike Skinner with an average speed of 188.048 miles per hour, and Ward Burton crossed the line third. Afterwards, both of the winners talked about their runs.
It's fantastic, guys. It's a long time since I've been here, and I know this is only the 125 race, but still, to be back here, it's great. And be able to start the Daytona 500 third come Sunday afternoon, that's going to be a fantastic way to go.
We really didn't realize that we were going to be that good, to be honest with you. Our speeds weren't good on the charts, wasn't exceptional, but you know, the race car drove good all day, and naturally that Yates motor, they put that under the hood, so we had straightaway speed. So really my job was just to hang on to it and steer it around here.
Hang on to it and just steer it around here. I'd like that job, I think.
Yeah, not a bad job.
Not at all.
We'll be right back.
Thanks for being with us tonight. Let's see if some lucky news viewers feeling good this evening by winning one of our bonus prizes in Sweepstakes 2000. This is a good one. 3 $30 gift certificates from Jiffy Lube for their signature service. A $90 value will take care of your car for lots of months. And the winner is Vin Hoang. Vin Hoang. It looks like a Charlottesville address. You've got yourself 29 minutes to call and claim your Jiffy Lube prize. Vin Hoang in Charlottesville is our winner. Got more prizes tomorrow. Don't forget, we're giving away the hot tub tomorrow night.
A young Navy pilot who volunteered for duty in Vietnam, John McCain, was shot down over Hanoi. McCain refused early release from prison, where he suffered repeated beatings and was held 5.5 years. He returned home just as devoted to his country, taking on the establishment and defying special interests.
I'm going to give the government back to you, and I promise you that.
Ready to be president and leader of the free world. John McCain. Character, courage for president.
Tonight, will Americans be held hostage again? The high cost of gas and oil. Why don't they release the oil in reserve, putting the squeeze on America's families? NBC Nightly News tonight.
Tomorrow morning, get connected with the news you need. Dateline 29 News at sunrise.
In our Feature Friday report, we're going to introduce you to the story of three sisters coping with the joy, tears, and conflicting emotions that plague all families. Hello, everybody. I'm Bill Duvall.
And I'm Beth Duffy. Join us tomorrow for the review of Hanging Up. Plus, Norm will have the latest weather information tomorrow on Sunrise.
Hope to see you back here then.
Make the connection tomorrow morning. Dateline 29 News at sunrise.
It's Toyota's National Truck Celebration, a big event for all Toyota trucks, including Tacoma and Tundra. Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Get a Tacoma 4x2 now and get $500 cash back, or low APR financing, or lease for 36 months for $159 a month with $2,300 due at signing, cash or trade. Don't miss Toyota's National Truck Celebration, now at your Toyota dealer.
Closed captioning for this Dateline 29 newscast is brought to you through a grant from Wolf and Farmer, attorneys concentrating in Social Security disability cases.
And tomorrow morning, Storm Team 29 will be in business.
Right, a winter weather advisory is posted. We could see some sleet and freezing rain tomorrow, and it might get a little nasty for a time.
Okay, keep it right here for everything you need to know. NBC Nightly News starts now. That's it for us. Thanks for watching.
See you later.
48 hours until the make-or-break South Carolina primary, McCain and Bush in what appears to be a dead heat. How character could make the difference. NBC News in depth, LA Confidential. The Los Angeles police scandal widens. Now the mayor is trying to find millions of dollars for the expected lawsuits. War crimes, charges about the Russian army and atrocities in its war on men in Chechnya. And the family, Americans in the driver's seat, telling car makers exactly what they want. A preview of the next generation of cars.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
Good evening. Well, now it's one more full day of campaigning in South Carolina. And John McCain is talking about going all the way to the Republican nomination if he wins this one. Governor George W. Bush continues to lead in all the polls, the first choice of South Carolina's Republicans. But independents and even Democrats can vote in the GOP contest on Saturday. And that is expected to be the difference. We have NBC's Ann Thompson and David Bloom in South Carolina tonight. And let's begin with you and John McCain.
Tom, tonight John McCain can smell victory. 3 weeks ago, polls showed him 20 points down. But now, with 48 hours left, this race is too close to call. And that is just where the McCain camp wants it.
John McCain's campaign believes he is on a roll, headed for a win.
Okay, bye-bye.
Today, pushing a positive message, encouraged by public and private polls that show the race is a dead heat and his